Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Beer Full Hat Podcast. If you like gas prices being so high, welcome.
Yeah.
I am your one host, Victor, and always with...
I'm your other host, Walker, and today we have a special guest.
Yes, the first person to ever be on the podcast is my older brother.
Hello, I am Mason.
Yes, the one retard I normally try not to talk about. He's a retard.
What? No.
Allegedly.
Or a cunt, one or the other. Yes.
Brotherly love right there.
But yes, my brother is making his first appearance on the podcast. My sister beat you. Shauna beat you.
Oh, she was on one already?
She was on
yeah.
the second episode.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
there
she
we go.
was, as we grew up, I think is the episode's called.
Nice.
Because the first episode's called Popping Our Cherry.
Nice.
It was me, you, Walker, and
Yes,
Damon.
Damon, yes.
we were upstairs.
The only one he was ever on.
Yes, and we always rip him on for that. But today, yes, I want to talk about wrestling first.
Oh,
Have you
yes.
been keeping up with it?
A little bit. I watched, what did I see here? Cody and Drew. I seen that get kiboshed again.
There's a reason why Drew lost.
Yeah, allegedly to set up Cody and Randy at
Nope.
WrestleMania.
Drew lost because he's on Highlander with Henry Cavill.
Oh, he did get the part?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't hear that.
I got told that by
That's
my
cool.
buddy.
Oh.
That's really cool. That makes a lot of sense, I guess. But, fuck, they gotta stop doing this to Drew. This is his third straight title reign where they're like, you get 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's
Yes.
it.
Well, like, you see Sami Zayn's getting put up as a heel now?
Yeah, I did. Eventually.
It looks stupid.
Sorry, not eventually, but I kind of knew it was going to happen. He's too over all the time. No matter what he does, the crowd always pops whenever he comes out. So they got to do something. Just like they tried with Cody last year or the year before, just like with Cena. Maybe it'll work this time.
Yeah, I think with Sami it's gonna work.
I don't know. He's been a face for far too long. Like,
So was Cena, but it bombed.
and exactly, it didn't work.
They
Cena
don't-
knew himself it wasn't working.
Well, yeah, but the thing is, like, they just need Vince back.
You don't have the right people being the heel, really. Yeah.
Well, honestly, I think a lot of it had to do with their creative. And
Oh, did you see
with Road Dogg leaving,
Yeah.
I have a feeling that'll change SmackDown's complete scene. On like, it'll flip it on its head because Road Dogg literally had no idea what he was fucking doing.
Well, no, because like me and my buddy Chase would talk about it all the time at work. Where like, he would just like sit there and go, I'll put these two together.
It's straight up, and like he would just admit it when he was on camera too. Like you can't be in that kind of a position, a creative role at that, and be like, I don't know, you and you, yeah.
Well, like Triple H, he didn't do it either.
Well, that's what I was gonna say when you said Vince getting back. I've seen so many posts and like articles and shit of people saying, "Oh, Vince is looking to buy back from TKO."
That's what I
TKO
saw.
isn't happy with Hunter, fucking all this other stuff. So I'm like, maybe. I can't see Vince coming back in the form he was though.
No.
Even though he was acquitted and everything, I don't know.
Because remember, you can't see this shit, Nathan.
Oh, true. I guess so.
Not yet. But yeah, I could see that. But like everybody thought like the fucking reveal on Elimination Chamber. Everybody thought it was Chris Jericho or Vince.
I absolutely love Danhausen. I've loved him since Ring of Honor. When he got signed to AEW, I was so happy for him. And he broke his foot the first fucking on-camera appearance he had there, and they barely used him.
Well, maybe because he was cursed.
I like how they did his debut. I didn't like how the crowd, though. Like, the crowd tore him apart.
Oh, yeah.
But him being Danhausen, he's like, yeah, super great, fucking very nice, very evil entrance. Everybody loved it, whatever. WWE's already got R-Truth, though. And you can tell that they're instantly trying to switch R-Truth away from the comedic role because now he's got a tag title shot with fucking Damian Priest. Out of nowhere, him and Damian Priest are tag
It's like R-Truth is like the same thing. Hey, man, like, you in trouble, man.
Yeah, like that. And WWE has had R-Truth as that comedic role for so long. Danhausen's just going to come steal that spotlight?
Because he's going to curse R-Truth. That's what's going to happen.
I did like how they cursed Dominic right away. And fucking kiboshed Dominic's IC reign. That was great. That was
like,
perfect.
you see what they did with The Miz?
Oh, actually, I just seen that this morning.
Don't promote me, you will be cursed. I just love it. I think I need to show you that spot after the episode, but holy fuck, this guy's like... I didn't think like he'd be pretty good because of the reaction he got, but like, man, he's actually kind of funny.
He's like super over on... he's like third. he's easily in his 30s.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, he's been huge on the Indies, Ring of Honor. He was signed to AEW, but they botched it completely. They had him on camera like maybe 5-6 times and just wasted it. Kept him off camera when all that was wrong with him was his foot. He could have been doing backstage interviews or shit like that. They just didn't use him.
Did you know that he trademarked his face paint?
Yep.
And then Sting did it?
Yeah, because if it wasn't for him doing it, Sting was like, man, you can do that? And Dan was like, yeah, man, you can. And instantly Sting started putting in the motions. He's like, wow, that's crazy.
You know,
I've done this for 30 years. I could have done this years ago.
You know why he did it? Because Magic the Gathering.
Really?
Yeah.
Were they using it on like their cards? Or
there was, I think it was one legendary creature card that had the same, like, kind of the same face paint, and that's the reason why he wanted to trademark his face paint.
Oh.
It's because of Magic the Gathering.
Very interesting.
I saw like the guy who does the interviews with all the wrestlers.
Chris Van Fleet.
Yeah, he did an interview with him. He's like, yeah, I just one day saw it. I'm like, I should really trademark this.
That's awesome.
I know. So I thought it was hilarious. What about CM Punk? You think he's gonna?
I don't know.
It looks like the Bloodline's getting their titles back.
Well, again, WWE fucking using their storylines until they're dead in the ground. The Bloodline's still a thing.
Yeah. Well, other than that's enough wrestling talk.
It's kind of nice.
I know you sit here and talk for hours on it.
I know more about it, so like
me and Chase has an idea that like don't tell him, but like he wants to do like an episode on the podcast, like a Beerful Hat presents or whatever, of 2 people on the podcast wearing masks doing like a heel like JR and the King.
Yeah.
Like before WrestleMania, SummerSlam, the Backlash, and see what the predictions were to see how like. Because, like,
that'd be cool.
I know, right? It'd be awesome.
I like where that's going.
Like, man, like, it'd be a good idea. I'm like, dude, that's a fucking amazing idea. We should try to run it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, like, it'd be funny. Like, even have, like, voices and shit. I'm like, dude, who the fuck are you? Like, we just talk about wrestling all day, and this is what you come up with the podcast and shit? What the fuck is this?
So you guys can expect a potential episode like that in the future. Potential. Yeah.
I gotta play more golf with him. By the way, I want to show you my golf clubs.
You did show me a picture. Right?
Yes, but my golf clubs are this side.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I gotta show you afterwards. Yes, I got golf clubs.
Brand spanking new.
I became Happy Gilmore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I'm pretty good at it.
Hockey stick putter.
Not yet. I'm still waiting for word to let that slide through the cracks. So I'm kidding. But yeah, I've been trying to keep up with it. Ollie has no desire for it anymore. Nova's starting to like it.
Really?
Yes. She used to sit there and watch it with me for a bit.
Golf?
No, wrestling.
Wrestling, okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
So, Roman Reigns, did you know that him and CM Punk did Zootopia too?
I did. I downloaded Zootopia a couple days ago.
Of course you did.
And I haven't watched it yet, but that was the reason why I even found out it was coming up, because I seen Roman Reigns and CM Punk are like a zebra and a horse, fucking good cop, bad cop.
No, they're both zebras.
Oh,
they're both zebras.
Apparently one of them's a horse, because if you look at the artwork, one of them has paint strokes, and the zebra actually has solid black stripes.
What?
It's probably like a subtle joke throughout the entire movie.
Tinfoil hat shit, but yeah, apparently one of them is actually a horse because his stripes aren't actual blocks like the zebra. They look like brush strokes.
So now I gotta watch this movie. I gotta watch this movie on the
Pixar dropping Easter eggs. No, this one isn't even Pixar. What's this one?
No, that's
Disney.
still
Disney, but it is Pixar. It's their other animation studio.
Yeah, I think it's like Disney animation. But yeah, did you ever see the little fucking thing for it? Like when they did the whole fist bump and Bros?
No, I literally just
see that?
I seen a poster, a trailer about it, and I was like, wait a minute,
that lucky Walker.
You saw it before him. Yeah.
Yeah, so at the end of the Elimination Chamber last year, after Cody Rhodes and fucking Roman Reigns does his little stare down, fucking CM Punk does this and says Zebros at the end of it. But then, like, he walks behind Roman Reigns with his title like this, mocking him, and then fucking Roman Reigns like, yeah, remember like the Elimination Chamber when he just like turned around and said some zebra or dumb shit like that. And like I'm like,
literally calling him out like
zebras? I'm like, no way. Oh, it is true. They are doing Zootopia together. I totally thought they were fucking both zebras.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
It could just be internet people poking at shit, but yeah,
it could be like a big joke. Like a lot of the time, Disney has like the adult jokes or little things hidden in the babackground.
Right? Like I remember at the end of Disney movies and Pixar movies, they used to have gag reels that they would fully animate and voice over and shit. Those were awesome.
Oh yeah, Toy Story was the big one.
Yeah.
I think Toy Story was the first one to do that.
Yeah, and Toy Story had the shorts before and after the movie of the old man painting the toys and shit or playing chess.
Yeah, absolutely. Disney put out the work back then.
Back then when it was all nice and depressing. But neither
speaking of Disney, Jewish corporation.
But beforehand, Walker, what the fuck are you drinking?
I am drinking a Neustadt Springs Brewery. So Neustadt is a small
10W30.
Yes. 10W30. I don't know what it's supposed to be, but it's a premium dark ale made with pure spring water.
Before anything, I'm drinking Pokemon. Oh yeah, we're doing this thing now that before the podcast we get
craft beers.
Yeah.
So we're trying new stuff every week.
Yeah. Hoping to get a sponsor.
I'm drinking a coffee.
Yeah.
He's drinking Roll Up the Wind.
I was gonna say you got like an
brewed locally at Tim Hortons in town here.
Ooh, that smells nice.
I like mine. Definitely a dark ale.
Holy shit. That's very apple-y.
Yeah, yours is a cider.
100% apple.
100% Ontario apple.
There we go. We only drink Ontario craft at this point. Like we managed to get mostly Ontario sourced.
Yeah. Well, it's the only thing we could probably get.
Yeah, no craft beers from the States. No liquor imports from the States.
Oh god, I think it's pretty good. That's actually pretty good. I ain't touching yours because that's a fucking dark ale.
It is a dark ale. I didn't realize that when I bought it. It does taste lighter than Guinness, which I do kind of like, but
that's good.
Still thick.
He even has a motor in the back of it.
Little motor.
Like
motor oil.
W30. I was going to say that's something you spray on chain.
No, that's WD-40.
Oh, yeah.
I got that. So, on today's episode, we might get canceled after this because my brother is so worried about us getting hot watered.
Yeah, we've looked through some of the files. Like, I'm going to say, both Mason and Victor here, you guys have done a lot more looking than I have.
Oh, I've been listening to it a lot more than researching because my dumb ass can't read. So.
But yeah, there's a lot of crazy stuff out there, and we're definitely going to touch on some weird topics that are getting buried in the actual media. So,
beforehand, if you haven't listened to our earlier Jeffrey Epstein episode, please go give that to listen. I have no fucking idea what number it is. You gotta go look at it.
It's in there.
I don't know if it's a cool name or just I don't know. I just forget.
We did talk about it once, though.
Yeah, we talked about.
I didn't know you had already done one on this. So did you do it on
him or the
files?
No, we did one when he quotations offed himself.
Yeah, so we talked about.
That's one of my favorite pieces of this whole thing.
Dude,
I love that part.
Dude, and we were talking about Roblox and
Activision and a lot of shit.
He's got active accounts.
So
on
Activision, that's one
Epic Games.
Epic Games and Activision, the
CO2.
The CEO of those companies are in the emails there, and the Activision one long before any microtransactions ever became a thing.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein was trying to say, hey, how can we teach kids about the economy? And the reply from the Activision CEO was something along the lines of how about microtransactions? And that's how those small little pay-to-win things eventually made it into Activision, Skyrim, and then branched out into every other game imaginable.
Well, that's it. EA was kind of the ones that took off, and Activision being a subgroup of EA. I've seen some of those emails as well, just cycling through social media or whatever. But it's genuinely this billionaire is trying to get kids into a money-making scheme, and get them involved.
So you're telling me that this guy who allegedly apparently took all these politicians. Mm-hmm. Turned around
with
no education degree that was somehow in fucking school. Wanted to turn around and say, hey, let's teach kids how to spend money.
Man, not only that, so there are other emails with Leslie Wexner, the Victoria's Secrets fella.
Yep, okay.
He is the reason for the pink, flashy, girly outlook of the 90s that me and you grew up with, and you're not much.
Yeah, but like...
So that, like, frilly, pink, big hair, the 80s draw into the 90s. That was specifically him and Leslie Wexner trying to breed out his own
type of hot women or like desirable women.
100%. And in those emails, the younger you could start, the more you can indoctor them.
Yeah.
It starts changing their views and altering what they're thinking at a young age. And now that the internet is becoming more and more
Virginia Gruff, because she was literally groomed, and that's how everything was spelled out to us in the emails. And Virginia Gruff, in her own words, said the exact same thing. That was the system they used.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's a podcast called the Epstein Files that I've been listening to. I'm on like episode 6.
Okay.
But I just listened to that episode where they were talking about Victoria's Secrets and shit. But with that episode, they were also saying that Jeffrey Epstein was also getting his hands into everything with not having his hands into everything.
Yeah, he had so many shadow companies and umbrella corporations.
Not his, in different names.
Yeah, well, different names, but like it was essentially his businesses. He's getting involved, but he's doing it in ways that keep him unattached from it legally.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name that's on it, but when they raided the island, they found in one of his safes an Israeli passport with a completely different name, his date of birth, his picture. It had been stamped. I think the most recent stamp was like a couple of years before the raid.
Yeah.
So it was an actively used passport by J.E., but not as Jeffrey Epstein. So he was already working or doing his shit underneath a code name.
Yeah, some sort of alternative name. Maybe he wasn't even Jeffrey Epstein. That could be his alias before anything else. And if we know he's primarily Jewish, he's talking to all these CEOs and going through a lot of these, making big business decisions that are also rather Jewish-oriented. Like, it seems there's an agenda that they're trying to control the Western world and indoctrinate them, change them over time.
Well, before we start today's conversation, I would like to warn the listeners yet again, with a couple episodes we've done this, we are not suicidal. We love our lives. we do not carry weapons in Canada. Besides hockey sticks, we'll find out that we get beaten by hockey sticks. Like, okay, that's not real. But yes.
Yeah, we're happy. We want to live our lives, and we want to spread the truth. That's the point.
Quotations truth.
Yes,
as much of it as we can find.
Yeah, right? Or is willing to give to us.
But yeah, so there's all kinds of clear evidence in the files of him conspiring with large companies to straight up influence how the world is going to change and influence how younger generations are going to be raised. We've seen over the past 20 years that individualism has been promoted over family or community, especially in the West. So we're seeing a lot less families being formed. We're seeing a lot more people becoming much more focused and not necessarily selfish, but isolated. And when people are isolated, they're spending a lot more money instead of pooling resources in a family. So there's a lot more economic draw off of a population that's desperate and isolated, and that's kind of why we see all these different programs that are taking advantage of people's wallets. It is even in like escapist sort of behaviors like video games.
Yeah, video games was a huge thing. Like as soon as kids were able to put their parents' credit card onto their console or onto their cell phone, an ungodly amount of revenue was generated.
Oh yeah,
like obviously online gaming wasn't that big in the early to mid 2000s, but it had just started to pick up. And when you throw something like pay to win at a gaming system or a game in general that is brand new, people are going to flock to it because they're going to be the top tier.
Exactly. Well, and then it makes people feel equal at a certain point where it's like, I can't win. I can put money into it to feel better, to feel like I'm winning. In that way, they're feeling they are able to compete and getting more draw, but by rewarding themselves, they're paying into the system even more. So it's like providing a false sense of purpose for people who might not have that skill set.
Well, the thing is that, sorry to interrupt.
No.
I watched the video, and it's actually true. While we're talking about it, there's a guy talking about how millennials are totally different from Gen Z gamers. Because me and you grew up with Sonic.
we'll grind a game to get that skin or something like that. Yeah. Where as soon as there's a pay-to-win option, everyone's like, X.
You know how, like in the first Pro Skater when it came out, we had a grind for fucking Spider-Man?
Yep. Man, getting Officer Dick, finding every gap in that game without cheats, because
there was no cheats. You didn't really have access to online.
No, there was cheats. You just had to fucking grind it.
You could button combo, but that still wasn't going to find you things in the game. Like, look at the Tony Hawk's redos that are out now. You literally can't. You can buy extra characters. You could buy the stat points. You could buy the levels.
It's stupid, but like back then, it's like you were able just to grind and grind. Like
it's becoming more normalized that we don't own the products we buy. We don't actually get a complete product when we buy it. We have to pay for subscriptions. Like they are doing everything they can to keep us constantly in debt or in
purchasing is an ownership and piracy isn't theft.
Exactly.
And that's the thing. Is like everybody's, why are you buying that for? You just get online. Like because I like the physical copy. Because I like it in my hand.
Because you physically own that one, like not like a streaming service.
Like it was what's his name from SNL that had a whole bunch of tattoos and now he's not on.
Pete Davidson.
Yeah, Pete Davidson. Did you see that there was a video of him buying a whole bunch of VHSs off of eBay?
I did not see that. No.
Yeah, so he says like, yeah, man, I was getting a whole bunch over my house, even my agent's house, because like these things are gonna go fucking through the roof. Because they're physical copies.
Yeah, that is fair. I've got a bunch of DVDs and VHSs. I don't think
they're
ever going to be.
My collection?
You've got way more than I do, and probably better stuff than I do.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You borrowed most of my movies.
Yes, you've got all the good stuff that I don't have. And can't see, so.
But yeah, it's just the fact, like, but still, that's crazy how they fucking turn it. Like, oh yeah, let's teach kids how to use money.
See, but look where it got Gen Z. Once they got out into the world, they think that the more money they have, the higher status they have. And that's literally what they wanted, was someone to feel the need to be above everybody else.
And by putting them in a system where they value money more than anything else, they constantly feel like chasing their financial freedom is what needs to be accomplished. So getting money, acquiring it, spending it is their first instinct. They don't care about family. They don't necessarily want to have kids. They don't necessarily want to be. They want friends, but they don't want tight relationships. Yeah,
it's just crazy how things are.
And the proof is there. It's in years of planning and very subtle details in these emails. And then there's all the actual kind of crazy shit, the propaganda. We were looking at some stuff for. It was from the Epstein files, deliberately sent to the American government as a House of Commons, like, ministers training program. So it was like a presentation talking about how anti-Israel movements or anybody who is kind of against, like, this war with Israel or fighting, getting involved at all, they're essentially saying, like, ignore these people, like, Israel's good, like, setting up networks and connections with high officials in Israel is a good idea. Just setting up networks and connections, make sure you're setting up connections, ignore the people, like, working with Israel is very good. It's just slide after slide after slide of just, yep, Israel good, make sure you support Israel. It's like, why is this training for our government officials, and why are they being told to ignore their parties, the people in their voting districts?
It's just crazy on how you see how Trump was in his first term, and now how he is now.
Oh yeah,
he did not give a fuck in his first term. He wanted states out of debt, and guess who the world is in debt to?
Israel, the world banks.
Exactly. But now, since he's so gun ho on like everything, and you see how nice. You see how like he like changed his tune and everybody's suing him for tariffs?
Yeah, everybody's getting pissed off about him with tariffs, and like the Supreme Court didn't even agree with a lot of the tariff decisions, so like that kind of backfired on him, unfortunately.
But like that was the whole plan for his tariffs, was to get the states out of debt.
Which that's a whole thing we could talk about. But, but Trump has been very adamant about, like, no, like, the Democrats had the Epstein files. They said, oh, yeah, we're going to release them. They released something like 80 pages and then said all the rest wasn't worth saying. Like, it's better for the public to be protected. And then when Trump said he got into office, he's like, no, look, we're going to release them no matter what. The Dems were fighting against it. Like, they didn't want these released. Like,
you know when they didn't want to release them?
Oh, because a lot of their names are physically in it, and they're associated.
It's red, blue all throughout those emails,
Mm-hmm.
and like every other country and continent on the planet is in there somehow. Nobody wanted those files released.
Oh, because so many people are incriminated.
Yeah.
So many people are directly involved.
They actually had a hearing to have the Jeffrey Epstein files released. Was the day and the exact hour Charlie Kirk got shot.
Really?
Yes.
Damn, I did not know that.
Someone pinpointed that the exact moment that he got shot was the exact moment they were going to say yes or no. But when that happens, we got to cancel everything because this happened.
Mm-hmm.
See, I've never been big on the Charlie Kirk thing, but Charlie Kirk was the one thing I will say about him, he was very anti-Israel the entire time. He was very, they are wrong for America, and we should stay out of that. That's fucking an entirely different, separate thing.
But he's right, because America was dumping a lot of money into Israel, especially in the end of the
died. Look what happened at Turning Point when Erica took over.
Mm-hmm.
They completely pro-Israel now.
Yep.
Completely. And I was reading something a couple days ago, and I was looking at a couple pictures of her and her podcast and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a side-by-side of Charlie sitting in his seat and Erica sitting in the exact same seat. And behind Charlie, right about here, again, no camera, my bad.
Yeah,
but I do the exact same thing.
There used to be a picture of Erica and Charlie on their wedding day, like the typical fucking newlywed photo.
Yeah,
Christian
conservative values, like
if you look behind Erica now, do you know what's sitting up there? A weird looking what do they call? No, it's a scroll of the Talmud. A Torah. That's what it is.
What the fuck?
Yeah, that's what it is. Behind her, where her wedding picture used to sit, is a little replica statue of a Torah scroll.
That's fucked. That's so weird.
A lot of people are saying that she was planted to marry him on purpose.
So if you look into Erica's past,
okay, this is a whole other episode entirely. We were talking about the Epstein files, not a whole fucking conspiracy.
Everybody's fucking everything.
Well, that's what I mean. This web of lies is so big, it touches so much.
Oh my god, I got this. Name of the episode: Web of Lies. There we go.
It's crazy that it took one man's fucking Gmail account to show how much was wrong with the world and how much it was intertwined.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's painted as, oh no, we're fighting this country, that country, this country, that country, or this politician and that politician. Meanwhile, they're all sitting there at the fucking island eating babies and shit.
Oh yeah.
No. They weren't eating babies. They were eating pizza.
Yes, pizza. I would like a Hawaiian pizza, aged 3. Excuse me, aged 3?
Oh my god. You know what? I gotta change this fucking episode. It's going to be called fucking Web of Lies. Mr. Beast is a fucking other one.
Mr. Beast is Jigsaw for good people, straight up. He's weird.
Dude,
I don't know what...
He's like, we gotta eat this $2,000 steak before we eat our $75,000 pizza. And they're eating into the steak, and his fucking buddy on the left. So he's like, man, this is like cutting into a baby. On live fucking television.
Those words are choices.
I feel like Mr. Beast.
But how the fuck do you know what a baby feels like when you cut into it?
Yeah, no, that is a weird one. And one thing that Jimmy, or I guess Mr. Beast, says all the time, he's like, yeah, my net worth is like a couple $100 million, but
he's got pennies in his bank account.
Pennies,
or something like that.
He's in debt. Most of that is assets. It's in his channel. Every bit of profit goes right back to making the content. But he has crazy amounts of debt, and he's very popular with the gambling community, poker communities, high tier celebrities and stuff. He's been in a lot of stuff. He has his own Amazon show. There's guaranteed a point where he's been corrupted. He's been taken over. The Smile, it's so different than it was back in
on his early YouTube channels and shit, going into supermarkets and whatnot. It's a completely different person now.
Yeah, it's the deadpan, eyes are fucking soulless. He's got the big white smile. You know what
it changed? Everything changed when his best friend transitioned.
Yeah, that was a big one. And I think
I feel it was when they pushed him out of the channel that things changed. Because if you've seen the videos when he first started to come out of his shell and shit, Mr. Beast was telling people to back off and shit.
He was supportive of it.
He was supportive of it, and then all of a sudden he was off the channel, and Mr. Beast never spoke about him again.
Yeah, there was a bunch of behind the scenes drama with that, but Mr. Beast changed fast over the years.
It was,
clearly there's some corruption. He got popular, and then somebody said, nope, you have this much debt, you owe us forever, kind of deal.
But that's the thing. Like it's the elite got to people. It's like a Wright. What's that comedian's name? Matt Wright.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Saw a video with him. So what's the big thing when big celebrities get really big? What do they really do? They dye their hair blonde.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Every big person that you notice throughout the years dyed their hair blonde.
Most
from
of
the
Ryans
90s, 2000s, and now he fucking dyed his hair blonde.
Yeah.
I think you can also look at the celebrities that will actively say, yeah, we've been contacted by Jeffrey Epstein. Like, this has happened. Like, our names show up here, but like we didn't want to get involved. Jim Carrey was a big one. Like,
well, don't even fucking start with
that. Yeah, Jim Carrey, lots of drama there. Like, he was one of the ones that said, like, no, they're a cult. They are straight up a cult. Like, they are worshiping I believe Moloch or Shalom. Baal.
Yeah,
okay,
Baal.
so like essentially underworldly gods.
See, and
of
that's
death and like sacrifice.
It's funny that you bring that up. The 3 Saturdays ago, the day before the bombing started from Israel and Iran.
Yep.
That same day was when that came up in the news, and
it was the award show where it was fake Jim Carrey, right?
No.
That was okay.
That was a little bit before that, but oh shit, lost me train of thought.
Sorry. Okay. Oh yeah, 3 weeks ago it was based on Baal and stuff, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Iran had made a protest because it was when those internet conspiracies came out that Iran had a video of Donald Trump and Israel had a video of Donald Trump, and they both told Donald Trump, bomb the other one or we'll release the video.
Okay.
Well, that day, Iran had a big protest, anti-America and whatnot, and they set fire to a giant 12-foot statue of Baal.
Oh, I do remember seeing that.
The very next day, they woke up to fireworks.
Jesus fuck. Yeah?
Now, if somebody were to burn an effigy of Jesus, there would probably be a shit ton of radicalized Christians who would dive bomb that place.
Yeah.
So, when somebody attacks religion, it's a natural instinct to defend and attack the
But thing is...
But Baal is like an underworldly god of death and chaos,
in some of these, Baal is also some god that it's alleged that Jeffrey Epstein...
How do you spell that?
B-A-A-L.
Oh, I thought it was... Oh, B. Yeah.
They use him...
Look at that!
He's a god of something else, but they worship him and Moloch, fucking this crazy Jewish, like hedonistic Jewish religion that.
Oh, and that's it. Like people talk about these things as eldritch horrors.
Yes,
so they're always referenced as like not God specifically, but essentially
a deity of sight.
Yeah,
yeah.
Another code cracker walker.
Yeah. So like one quick thing, because while Victor's looking at these files, a lot of them are like a series of random numbers and letters, and then it looks like parts of words later on in the document are messed up. So basically, those are encrypted files. That is a sign of encryption, and a lot of the time there is an encryption key embedded within the file that it needs to go through a specific network.
You know who really needs to go on this shit? Anonymous.
So that was something I've been thinking of. Ever since this shit came out, Anonymous has been very, very quiet.
Well, Anonymous has been quiet for a while.
A long time. And, like, come to think of it, the last time that I could remember Anonymous being out in the open was when Bitcoin and all of those pseudo-cryptocurrencies started to come up.
Mm-hmm. It was almost around before COVID times.
Just before that, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then there's... Going back to these wonderful emails, there's an email between Jeffrey and some financier across the pond or whatever.
Yeah, the big CEO.
Just before the Bitcoin thing started, and there was certain emails that if you like made the connection or like sat there and looked to try to add things together, there's a good possibility that Jeffrey Epstein was or is part of Satoshi.
Oh, fucking Satoshi.
Okay. Satoshi is the head, the figure that created Bitcoin. Nobody's ever known who he is, who they could be, why.
Is that the guy? That's probably the reason why the guy I keep seeing on Facebook videos where, like, if you guys know who really made Bitcoin,
you would be fucking disgusted.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Because like Bitcoins are a physical like byte of information that contains data mine data from all kinds of different user interfaces from the internet, like from people's actual computers anytime they interact with the internet.
So even my laptop?
Now,
yes.
One thing most people don't, well, not most people, but a lot of people don't know or come to think of when it comes to Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is it's not just for elites.
Yes. Exactly.
Normal people can use it too.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very shady past. I know people who used to deal with crypto. Before it became super big and whatnot, there were people, they would trade it amongst themselves. I used to mine on an old phone.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? In order to do that, though, like, you had to get enough people to do it, to make it work, right? Like, enough people had to be behind it. And those people had to be big enough to get it to have something. So what the elites did, in my mind, was they used Bitcoin as a sort of money laundering system.
That would make sense, yeah.
Bitcoin has no physical anything.
Yep.
Bitcoin is completely useless.
It is entirely data. It doesn't exist if it gets fucking erased off a hard drive.
Yeah, but on the same hand, it's worth $250,000 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like art.
Money stopped becoming connected to gold or anything physical, and all of a sudden
that's what that
digital.
Email went to, was getting away from the American gold reserves, getting away from all of any kind of worldwide currency, and going to crypto. Because crypto is invisible, crypto is weightless, crypto is nothing, and whoever has the working computer controls it all.
Mm-hmm. And that's it. Like, you can adjust values, you can change things online, nothing is tied to anything, so like you can just you can quite literally gaslight the people. Say, oh yeah, we took $100 out of your account. Why? Fees. That's it. And you can't do anything about it. Like, they're trying to move it to a point where there's less power, and we're more tied to debt than we are to any sort of value.
Oh, why
bringing it to the Epstein and shit. If you're looking to buy a couple children or whatever it is that they're trafficking and whatnot, you're not going to wire transfer a couple $100K. You're going to send an untransferable email that has 2 or 3 Bitcoin that goes to an anonymous bank, that goes to an anonymous fucking power bank wallet.
Because the Bitcoin isn't tracked like money was digitally, so it's a lot easier to throw into these offshore accounts.
It's not like we were
and removing the trafficking portion of it, you do that with your big CEO buddies and whatnot, and you're trading millions of dollars for pennies on your computer, but no money's actually changing hands, but both wallets are getting bigger.
Oh yeah. Yep. Why do you think there's a lot of like fucking companies out there like BlackRock?
I was reading BlackRock's about like this close to going under. Like, apparently they got hit with like massive fucking audits or something like that.
Massive audits, massive suits. Like, BlackRock has bought up more properties than they can actively deal with at this point, and because they've jacked rent up so much, most of these
can't make the money back in like fast enough to offset their costs or something like that.
They overcommitted to their mortgages, so like they have a lot more debt to like essentially the large corporations, large banks, because they bought all these properties and because they've hiked up rent so much because they thought, fuck, like property's worth everything right now. People can't afford rent. There's more people living out on the streets, and something like 30% of rental properties are sitting empty across Canada. The numbers vary like crazy in certain areas, but it's the same thing in the States. A good percentage of homes are sitting completely fucking empty.
Yep.
Well, that's the thing. Is like,
so there's no money being made by this major corporation that bought everything up, essentially outbid any sort of mom and pops, outbid the younger generation, so they could try, and again, put the people in a spot where they never own anything and have to rent forever. They have to essentially subscribe to having a home.
Why do you think Project Bluebeam's going to be existing?
Mm-hmm. They're going to erase what they...
Like you literally just said, subscribing to everything. Mm-hmm. Right back to that email with Jeffrey Epstein and the Activision guy. Let's get indoctrinated to fucking pay to win.
Let's get the kids used to the idea of putting little bits of money in all the time so they don't track it as well, but they're still losing much more.
Yep.
Like, I'm a sucker for doing some V-Bucks, but fuck me, man.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I gotta get that Batman skin.
Like, Fortnite has definitely taken a good $300 more out of my wallet. Like,
I just pay for Ultimate, and I get those 1,000 V-Bucks a month, and that's more than enough for me. I get the one skin I want.
Yeah, but you don't have your fucking children. Hey, Dad, get this one.
Oh, yes, I do.
I know
I'm just very easily no.
See, I can't say no. I can say no when Ollie says, hey, Dad, Batman. I can say no to that, but when Nova turns around and says, Mama, fuck.
No, I've told the boys the whole time, no, just like we were saying. No, fucking grind. Get those free V-Bucks in the fucking battle
That's
pass.
what I do.
Earn them, man. You can't do that. You can't do that. I can't get their pass. Sure you can. There's speed levels that are made now.
Oh, yeah.
Me and Matt sat there one day and completely finished the battle pass. Just doing those random speed levels where you like grind a rail collecting XP tokens.
Oh god, those things are so crazy. Like the custom game modes, you can farm XP like crazy. Even if you just do the basic quests that the battle pass gives you, the quests alone will give you enough to get the full XP to beat the battle pass.
So when they had the DC one on and they had Superman on, it was like legit like maybe 3 hours left of that. Dude, I played that until 12 o'clock on a Thursday night just to get Superman.
There you go.
And I got Superman. I'm like, you know what? I gotta go to fucking bed. I go to work in fucking 4 hours. I gotta go.
But it's the dopamine trap. It's here's the fancy stuff. Like, spend more time, spend your money on trying to get this fancy stuff that doesn't exist. This digital assets that they can make money on for things that don't exist.
But that's another thing. If you really think about it, it's just not game. It's everything else that they're producing to you in your mind. It's like, oh, you need this.
Mm-hmm.
Like a fucking new laptop. I didn't need it. But I needed to do the fucking podcast.
Look at social media. The blue check mark.
Oh gosh, the verification.
Verification. It costs you $5 a month or $100 a year or something just to get a blue check mark beside your name.
Yeah, I think it's because like make you more really fucking famous.
It does nothing. It boosts. It makes
shows that it's your official account for like celebrities.
Yeah,
for people
they'll
who
say
want
it
to
boosts
your
your engagement and everything like that. But the only thing it does is it shows to more of your friends' friends will see you. You still have to pay Facebook again to boost your post, so people that aren't related to you or aren't associated with your Facebook to end up on their feed.
Well, fuck, I do that on fuck. I don't even pay anything.
But either way, like the fact that you have to pay for a verified check changes what it was in the first place. Before it was like, this is a guaranteed way to show that this is the genuine celebrity's account. This is not where you're going to see pseudo shit that isn't what they're saying.
And now anybody can just pay for it. So I could go on and make a new Jim Carrey account, pay $5.99, get a blue check mark, and put on a mask and go to some award show.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see the fucking AI version of that? Someone legit did a mask switch, and it was the new fucking face.
Apparently, it was some guy over in Europe or Britain or something like that. He's a special effects makeup artist, and he's trying to take claim for it.
Yeah, he's saying he genuinely did it. Went to the award show, and like he's shown the mask in like one of the videos or two, and it's like. Makes sense that it's a mask because like his face looks so puffed up.
But you want to know what gets me about that whole ordeal? I'm not completely convinced that they have cloned and replaced Jim Carrey and are just dancing around in front of us.
Yeah.
But on the same hand, Jim Carrey's representative has come out on record and been like, no, that was Jim there. It was Jim there. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. That's
why can't Jim Carrey be like, hey guys, it was me.
It was me.
Because
if he came on camera, it wouldn't be him.
That's what I'm like, okay, cool. If that's a doppelganger or that's a guy in makeup, that's cool. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
Dude, just say it was
Don't get your representative to assure us, don't worry, it was him.
Yeah. Especially he famously hated award shows, famously hated the culture around it, but during that entire time he fucking friendly, he loved it, like showing off to the cameras.
Something my wife pointed out, she really loves Jim Carrey.
Oh yeah.
He runs up to that SUV with that gold thing in his hand and somebody comes up, hey Jim, can you sign this? Really loved your movies and whatnot. Without skipping a beat, Jim Carrey grabs that person's marker, signs, hands it back. Michaela looked at me and she's like, Jim Carrey's left-handed. And I was like, what the fuck do you mean? And she's like, Jim Carrey's left-handed.
He is, yeah.
And I was like, you did not catch that. No fucking way. And I looked it up on my on a computer. I looked up a bunch of old Jim Carrey fucking bits and him in living color signing autographs at the crowd. That man was left-handed.
Damn.
He has said on numerous... He's said that he's left-handed. He's not ambidextrous. And that dude just off the cuff signed 3 autographs with his right hand and got in the car.
Hello there, I am Victor from the Beer Floor Hat Podcast. Are you having troubles of picking out gifts that you want something to mean something? But I have a thing for you. I partner up with somebody at work and his website and Instagram page is called It's Right Here. He does vinyl design, wood jewelry, which is pretty cool, and keepsakes. Keepsakes like Christmas stuff, stocking stuffers, birthday things, whatever you think. He's done a few things for me, and they are amazing. You guys need to go check him out. I'll send the description below. But let him know that the Beer Full Hat podcast sent you there. So in other words, let him know to stay frosty.
God damn.
And apparently, because I'm following this other guy on Instagram because he's a conspiracy nut, because that's what I do. But he's like full on fucking gazo. Like, definitely tell, but like, he's just like, you know what? Some of his videos make sense. And he was noticing that everybody knows Jim Carrey has brown eyes. Everybody
They're
knows.
weird and like have a green shine to them.
Yeah.
He looked up a couple days ago to make sure his claims were all right. Like, okay, like his eyes were fucking brown.
Yep.
Looked it up the day after this video uploaded. His eyes were blue. Someone went online and said his eyes were blue.
Well, they just immediately trying to change it and say, "Yep, no."
Like, it's like the Mandela effect, right?
Okay, that was just playing through my mind. I hate the fucking Mandela effect. Like,
it's definitely Edge and Christian.
Okay, that
you
part.
Dick.
Yes, straight up. No, it was E and C, not C and E. Anyways, years ago when I first started noticing this, it started to become an internet thing with the Mandela effect and the Fruit of the Loom logo and shit.
Oh yeah, we did that.
I heard a conspiracy theory that way back in the 60s, the CIA and the fucking Agent Orange and shit like that were looking for mind control ways.
Okay.
This is a proven thing. They've admitted it. Fucking all of this shit is true to the core. The Mandela effect was not in the same name or same sense, was a CIA operation where they wanted to see how much they could change without the masses realizing it.
Yeah.
Essentially gaslight the population.
Essentially gaslighting the fucking public en masse. And I was like, wait a minute, that makes far too much sense. And then more shit comes by, technology is getting more advanced, we can actually look back and say, there are people who have found the Monopoly guy with the fucking monocle on the bills. The Fruit of the Loom logo.
Always did have the cornucopia.
With the cornucopia, and people are like,
that was debunked.
Wait.
That was debunked.
It's officially debunked. Yes, it did have the cornucopia.
Some chick actually went through all her old clothes and found it.
That's what I mean. And because we had, like, addicts and fucking, not only, like,
a way to store physical items, right? Yeah.
Like, and we can look at, okay, I download a bunch of old wrestling, and I download TV copies, so I can see the old commercials and shit like that.
Oh, yeah, I love those commercials.
Fucking, I can't remember what I think it was like a Super Soaker thing. Someone was trying to say that a Super Soaker Mandela effect. Yeah. And just so happens that one of these episodes of WCW had a fucking Super Soaker commercial in it. And the dude was fucking right. It was just like the color of the fucking gun or something like that.
It wasn't like red?
It had like an orange tint to it. Couple orange pieces on one of the big first Super Soakers.
Oh, the orange piece was the
something. I can't remember what exactly it was, but I was like, hey, people were showing pictures. No, this is the Super Soaker I have. This is the one here. It didn't have that color. I'm watching the original commercial on a V8. I can see the fuzz from a
when
VHS
it was recorded. Yeah.
And sure as shit, there's an orange pumper or whatever on the Super Soaker.
Yeah, it was an orange pumper.
So it's probably like the original prototype, and then they released a more public version, and then they just said, nope, the prototype never existed.
Right, and it's just ways to wipe that shit away, and enough people listen to it, and they're like, oh, we were told that. Okay, I guess that's true. But now we look and fucking you can see that we were straight up lied to.
It's happening more.
What did you the fucking guy who what is his name? Shazam. That guy. He legit came over. I never did the movie.
See, but then there's a video of him in the 90s saying that that was when he was a struggling actor and he was trying to get crack and he was trying to make money, quick buck, and that was a very low budget, like C-list fucking movie production who was like, we want you to play a black genie. And he's like, all right, I did it. Filmed it in a week or something just to get the money for drugs.
And then years later, I didn't do it.
Because it's like a shame thing for him.
Before the internet, when me and Matt first started hanging out in 2003, 2004, like long before all of this shit, I had brought that up to him. Because we were talking about, like, fever dreams.
Yeah.
Okay? To show Eureka's Castle, for, like, good 10 years of my life, I would try to explain that to people, and they would look at me like I'm retarded.
Right? Okay. I do the exact same show. I would tell people about it, and they're like, Nope, never heard of it. Like that doesn't sound like a real thing.
Refresh. I'm back.
It was like a puppet show. Like it was a Canadian puppet show, just like a little like puppet girl troll thing who had a castle and all of her friends around the same time as the Jolly Green Giant. Same kind of puppet style and whatnot. But I didn't know the name of it, and trying to explain that to people, I sounded retarded.
Well, you know, like it's like me trying to explain that fucking one show that we grew up with, like the dude fucking drawing that book, and all the monsters would come to life in the high school, and the high school was all fucking weird with like, and they would open up the fucking one locker.
Bone chillers.
Yeah.
Okay. I have that on my hard drive.
I know. I said that. Yeah.
I would talking like those kind of shows. I told Matt about Kazam. And
Kazam.
He remembered it, and then years later, all this shit comes out. No, that movie never existed. Long before this fucking Mandela effect, I was asking people about this fucking movie. I know it existed. You're not going to tell me otherwise,
right? I hate bringing up 1984 because, like, I never wanted to be that person, but I read the book and it was like, damn, like it is literally what's happening all over the place. But like,
Walker reading,
what? Ugh. But in 1984, one of the main jobs is, okay, you're getting a piece of old media or a piece of news. We want you to edit it like one or two words in this line. And then, like, they send it off. It's government employees essentially doing propaganda, and they're getting stuff that's maybe a year old, a few months old, and it's just changing a few words in, like, part of an article, sends it off. But essentially, they're constantly rewriting history piece by piece, like, changing word by word. So at a point, when people access records or, like, go back and look at something, it's, they've been changed so subtly so long over time that people will look at this record and say, I guess it was like that 20 years ago. My memory was wrong. And it's something that is genuinely happening in modern day society,
I was
right?
just going to say, that's literally what they did with these fucking emails. When they were redacted and given to us, that's exactly what they did. They looked for what would incriminate certain people or what would lead to the most damage and censored it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then, like you were saying just before we got on, there's still close to 3 million files that the DOJ has admitted they are not releasing and they're not going to release.
And you want to know why I think they're not being released? There's a certain timeline of when those 3 million emails, if you look at, like, say you got a timeline of Jeffrey Epstein's fucking reign of terror or whatever.
Yeah.
Those 3 million emails are mostly contained from, I can't remember the month, but 2000 to about 2004, 2005.
So the whole Bush era. Yep, not surprising.
There's one very, very weird email that, like, I don't know, my mind always goes back to it. It's between Jelaine and a reporter or something.
Okay.
Or no, it was a reporter and Jeffrey, but it was about Jelaine. It was about, I think, in early 2002, and there was a 9/11 board that was getting set up.
Okay.
And for some ungodly reason, Jelaine's name was thrown into that. Okay. She was going to be one of these big representatives from some, I can't remember what the figurehead was or the reasoning behind it.
Okay.
But she was offered a spot on this 9/11 committee.
It makes sense. She's some sort of government employee.
Do you know who her father is?
Yep.
No idea. No.
So her dad, Malcolm or something, Maxwell, he's the guy who owns a publishing corporation who makes all the textbooks for every school in North America.
You mean the Texas School Book Depository from the fucking JFK killings?
You know that old saying, history's written by the winners.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walker.
Yeah.
Do you know who says that?
A couple of people say that.
I say it all the time on the podcast.
Her dad was a huge figurehead in this production company that published all of these textbooks. So it's not like he or his people were writing the textbooks, but they were definitely choosing.
They're the ones editing it, right? Yeah. Okay.
So why would you want your daughter, of all people, on a 9/11 fucking board of governors?
So.
Changing the story, essentially saying the reason we attacked Iran, the reason any sort of the war happened in the Middle East is because they hit us first. That's where it began.
Before anything, Walker, I gotta tell you, the what is the truth about Hitler episode is #1 still.
It's because, like, that's it. Like, there's all kinds of unwritten history or all little bits that they like to omit. They just like to forget these parts and say, nope, big bad villains. That's it.
I legit shared this video with my mom and my buddy from work. Pace.
Yep.
We've been listening to politicians that have been allegedly raping kids for the last 80 years, saying this man was evil.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're saying this man is evil, but then they're turning around and then saying they don't want the files to come out.
Yes.
Because they know they're in them. They know they've participated. They say he's evil because they've been in these cultic ceremonies. They're sacrificing these kids. It's why a bunch of fucking missing person cases have happened all across America. They've happened all across India and China. Like, it is all too common that especially women and children are going missing. It's a big sex trafficking ring.
And you touching on the missing women and children and shit. So there's
Got milk.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that was
Oprah, Erica Kirk, and there was another
The Rock.
No, there was another bigger name. They had their again figureheads for some. One was in somewhere in Africa, one was in Romania or Ukraine.
Okay.
And they were refugee centers or whatever for kids and whatnot.
Okay, so taking in kids that are escaping hostile environments, whatever,
it just so happens that a lot of those missing kids, those concentrated numbers, are from places that those centers were pulling their rescues from.
So every once in a while, some of the refugees are going through.
Boat once in a while.
Whoopsies! A couple hundred girls disappeared over the 4 months. That's okay. It happens. And they're undocumented to begin with.
There's emails talking about that shit, and in the emails, there's so many secret entrances in and out of the island. One picture that stuck in my mind is there's a room on that island, and there's a fucking trap door in the floor that just goes to the bloody ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And
something's just getting dropped down there for whatever reason.
Or people are getting brought in. That was what I was trying not to go that route. I was look at this trap, bringing people in that didn't want to be seen flying in or coming on the boat. Some fat orange fella.
Oh, yeah.
Baxter? Despicable me? That guy?
He'd be rather despicable in that sense. Okay, another big thing then, the purchasing of 300 gallons of sulfuric acid right before Epstein was going to go to trials and stuff, and ordered to the island. So 300 gallons, it's a decent amount. If you're in a big sector, for,
I love the excuse he had for that.
What was the excuse? I didn't hear that.
It was for pool cleaning on a fucking island.
So you do not use sulfuric acid. I will say this right now as a chemist, you do not use sulfuric acid.
He said it was for pool irrigation and cleaning on the island. And I am not a chemist, maybe a kitchen chemist, but I'm those don't mix.
Okay, to put this in perspective, everyone here has seen Breaking Bad, I imagine, yes. So they use hydrofluoric acid in that to melt the body, which melts through the plastic tub, which melts through the floor. Hydrosulfuric acid is a level above that in acidic intensity. It will destroy all biological matter. It needs to be in a glycol specific plastic container that it will not melt. So sulfuric acid, you are dissolving bones, you are dissolving any sort of biological matter, and if there's trapdoors into the ocean, you just dissolve whatever you need in big vats, you dump it, disappears.
So there's actually a document of Little St. James being connected to another island.
Yeah, Little St. James, and there's, I don't want to say Big St. James, but there's a brother-sister island right beside it, because it's
essentially the same land mass that's unburied or underwater.
It's not what you can see. That's the thing.
They could very well have a tunnel network in between the two islands.
Well, yeah, because they're not that far apart.
No, but that's what people are thinking, that they are connected somehow for individuals to sneak onto the island without notice.
Oh, I would not doubt that at all.
Yeah.
And as you said, yes, it would be making sense for trap doors somehow into, hey, look, a mystery box.
Well, it makes sense when you look at a lot of those encrypted travel records. Some of them, they're encrypted very heavily. You don't see who is coming to the island every single time, but they might not be coming to Little St. James every single time, and that's why there needs to be encrypted records if they're going to Big
And that's
St.
why
James,
I think there should have been more transparency with the files, because we've known for almost a decade, 2018, I think,
a long time,
about the flight log, just the flight logs
allegedly.
Itself.
The black book of the flight logs. Yeah.
That had Clinton, that had a random list of people. There were celebrities that to this day I still think probably don't have any connection. But that's where the transparency came in.
Well, yeah,
They
like
told
Michael
us
Jackson was one of the ones on that list, but Michael Jackson was very against Jeffrey Epstein, very against everything there.
So,
I don't backtrack on my own thoughts very often, but there have been times when I'm proven wrong, and I hate the fact that we did Michael Jackson the way we did.
Yep, I completely agree with that.
Looking back at the songs he put out in the mid-'80s when he was around that,
genuinely fucking woke.
Yep.
Like, he understood and was trying to get the message out there. And it was when he started posting those songs, like a lot of his albums fell off.
I can't remember what it was called. There was one song that Sony
They don't really care about us.
What they care about us, he put out after. There was a song before that Sony refused to put out when he came back from Palestine or Israel or something like that. They straight up refused to put it out. They're like, no. And he put out, they don't care about us.
Yep, that makes sense.
So we're going to take a quick break because,
Okay, no worries.
We'll be back. Just had to take a break. Quick break there.
And help out the kiddos, that's how it be.
So, what were you guys talking about?
So, yeah, we kind of started touching on some of the research Mason had here was into the past of Epstein, and kind of going back to the passport thing, it's like he spawned out of nowhere. Like, if you want to go over kind of what you were saying, like, he started out as like a college dropout, yeah?
So,
a big gap of his life, his parents weren't rich, but they weren't poor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And everybody's always, because this is the first episode I was listening to on the Epstein Files thing, where how did he become so powerful? That's the real question.
Where did he come from?
Yeah.
Yeah, Mason, you've got a lot of the details here, right?
So what I've been able to find out is that he didn't have any type of, well, he had some schooling, a little bit of post-secondary, but all of a sudden he just popped up as this professor at Dalton University. And from there, he was teaching without a degree and all of a sudden stopped. And there was another gap because he wasn't really anybody at this time.
Mm-hmm.
But all of a sudden, he became a financial advisor.
There was a time between the school and financial advisor. He was in Wall Street.
Like trading stocks?
Yes.
Okay, so he was...
That's how he became a financial advisor.
Okay, because that's what I was trying to figure out is how he made that jump, because there's no, like, tiny clients.
There's no paper trail.
There's nothing. All of a sudden, he's partners with Leslie Wexner.
You know why? It's all handshakes. Leslie Wexner always went by, if he can make me money, he's hired.
No, straight up, and that's how Leslie ended up building his empire, was any toes he could step on or anybody that could get him a step higher, they were with him until they weren't needed.
Okay.
Which begs to wonder, why in the fuck was Jeffrey Epstein with him for so long?
Mm-hmm. Now he's starting to get heavily involved in this business specifically, high-end CEO stuff, and on top of having a very disappeared past and that actual Israeli passport, it seems like he could have very well been a plant coming into the U.S., right?
And when he became Leslie's financial advisor, he was given that Manhattan mansion that we were talking about.
Yeah.
And that, at the time, was the biggest residence in Manhattan.
Jesus.
It was multi-million dollars. It was at like the end of the 90s, early 2000s, I think, that he ended up getting it.
Yeah.
It might have been a little earlier, but he got that. And at that same time, there's pictures that were taken out of this email with a former Israeli prime minister. I can't remember his Edu Albeck or something like that.
Okay, it does sound familiar. Yeah,
he wasn't an active Israeli prime minister at the time of the visits to Manhattan, but he was still involved in certain government dealings.
Mm-hmm.
So why would some random New York financial advisor be housing a former Israeli prime minister?
Questions.
Odd little connections that at this point, if you guys are listening, aren't seeing this. Like
on the whole, it doesn't seem, if you don't know what all became of it, it's just some random business pairing, or maybe he's going into some weird dealing and wants financial advice. Whatever, look at it innocently you want. But now with everything that's come out, why was he meeting with an Israeli diplomat as a public person, no government weight behind him or anything, in his own private house?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And now we know through the emails that he was extremely pro-Israeli. He was very fucking... He called fucking in 2015 or 14 or whatever, when Trump's first term came up, and he was all anti-war.
Mm-hmm.
There's an email between Jeffrey and
Trump there, yeah?
No, not Trump. Someone else talking about Trump. It was in the same block as the whole "he's the dog who won't bark" type emails, insinuating that he knew but won't say anything.
Yeah.
That if Trump was backed into a corner, he would bomb anybody, especially Iran. In the emails, he's talking about Trump years and years beforehand, saying that if he was pushed hard enough, he would bomb anybody in retaliation.
And right now, we're seeing it happen because
the Israelis are blackmailing, allegedly, Trump to do their bidding for Iran while they sit and party in fucking bunkers.
Well, and that's it. They're also goading him. They're goading multiple other Iranian states. Like, Russia's also goading them by getting involved. Same with China. It's like everybody's in on the conspiracy to make Trump start this war. That's what they want, so they can, once again, enact martial law and start controlling larger percentages of the population.
Why do you think gas prices are so fucking high?
Oh, gas prices have gone up significantly because of this.
Do you want to know not solely the war, but the real reason the gas prices went up?
Sure.
Because the day after Iran was bombed, Iran was like, okay, you guys want to do that? They closed that fucking strait in between Iran.
Oh, the Panama Canal, yeah.
Not Panama, but that
canal.
Oh,
that's why they wanted to fucking
Suez Canal. Yeah. That's why
Venezuela. Okay. Venezuela's close to Brazil, buddy.
That's same deal. Trump doing that shit in Venezuela halted their oil exports. When Iran got bombed, they completely closed that canal, so only China, Russia, and Iran and Iraq were getting their oil. None of that is making it to the West.
Yeah.
So Trump trying to flex and bombing the shit out of Iran. Iran's like, okay. They even post Iranian military, their fucking Facebook page or whatever. Their social media straight up posted saying, "We have closed this canal. Let the orange pig try and open it."
That's it. They're just goading them on. They want the ground invasion. They want the West to get involved in a war.
And that if the Israelis go on the ground to Iran, they will get fucking decimated.
Oh God!
The Israelis like to boast about their technological advances and shit. They're proving right now that their Iron Dome is failing.
Yeah.
It's failing.
It was failing against terrorists in Palestine, and that's why they bombed all of Palestine to shit. It was their excuse to eliminate and exterminate a whole nation.
Right, and I was looking into some weird shit. So there's Israel and North Korea are the only two civilized nations who we don't know for sure about their nuclear armaments.
Oh, we know Israel has nukes because they are a part of the NATO agreement, but they agreed not to use them.
When asked, their response to if they have nuclear weapons is Israel will not first respond with nuclear advancements. So they will not fill out that form that NATO has saying how much do you have, how much can you make, how much are you capable of having. Every other nation has. Israel is just like, nope, wait and see.
Meanwhile, Iran's getting fucking bitched out because they're trying to move to nuclear capability.
In the 80s, the only time this has happened in Israeli fucking defense history, they had a defector who came out and defected west or might have went north to Russia, but he released pictures of an Israeli nuclear compound. And they were producing warheads.
Oh, it's no doubt, the technology is easy to make at this point.
He had said that the Israelis have this thing called the Samson option, which is when...
I was going to bring that up, because me and you and Cole were supposed to do an episode on that.
So what is the Samson option?
So the Samson option is if Israel feels that they are backed into a corner, they will end the war.
They will end the war by nuking everything.
Everything.
Because they said that when what was going on with Russia and Ukraine a year ago, they said they would nuke anything they wanted to.
Yes. They won't say that they have nukes, but they said that they have the option to end the war if they feel backed into a corner. And what they have it based off of is, I guess, in Jewish religion, they called the weapon the Sling of David or something, whatever. And it's
some sort of metaphorical.
So that is, they've taken it from the book, and it's, if Israel feels like they're going to die, they're taking everybody with it they did back in the day.
Jesus Christ. So That almost brings up the whole fucking extinction or mass extinction 11,000 years ago with the pyramids and stuff. If the Israelites could have fucking decimated the world once before, this could be their second issue of that.
And that's what they tie it to. They we've been pushed there before.
The Great Flood, right?
Yeah, we'll do it again in a less biblical way.
God damn.
Yeah, that was the episode that I wanted to do with you and Cole, because I know Cole was doing a lot of research on it, because he was seeing it.
Okay.
And also, Israel, looking into the missiles and shit that have been going over, Israel has, but hasn't used yet, a laser weapon. So on top of their Iron Dome, on top of their Iron Dome, they have another weapon to combat against missiles. It's an interception device. Okay. Apparently, it's a high-powered laser that will just... It starts the reaction that's inside the detonation device. Okay. So instead of deterring it or fucking knocking it out of course,
it's blowing it up
in the air.
Okay.
But with heat and concentrated light.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you can definitely achieve that with lasers. So yeah.
Right?
Why do you think I'm going to paint the roof blue?
Yeah, Project Bluebeam. They tested it on Maui. It exists.
You don't need to do that. Just paint a fucking a plane on your driveway. You didn't hear about this?
No.
So the Iranians Wile E. Coyote'd the fucking Israelis the other day by literally, they had like an airfield and they painted F-17s in a row, like silhouettes of F-17s. Within hours, it was bombed.
What? Oh, wow, Wile E. Coyote. Wow.
Straight up. Another big thing, I think, when it comes to the weapon stockpiles, there is a lot of money and weapons were being sent over to help Ukraine by the Democrats during their run of
the liberals too.
And they weren't saying they were doing it. Like, they were dumping funds that way, but they were never honest with how much they were sending that way.
Well, they've been doing that for years. Ever since the Cold War, they were doing it. Yeah. During Desert Storm, they were doing it. During the war in Iraq, they were doing it.
So they probably lied about how much was actually in their stockpile based on how much was sent out there. And then Trump's like, yeah, you know what, I'm confident. Let's go forward. And it's like, oh, shit, we are some 100 million nukes, or not nukes, but missiles short. Like, what's going on?
I like that Iran in the past couple of days, it's weird me saying that, but they're like, in the past 2 weeks, we have used nothing but stockpile munitions. These aren't even, like, these are technically expired.
Yep.
Yeah. And Israel's sending $100,000 intercept missiles from their Iron Dome. Every one of those lights going up is $80,000 to $100,000.
I saw that.
That they've purchased from the States.
Yep.
Iran has started sending $2,000 suicide drones to combat the Iron Dome.
Oh, and then they're taking them out. The intercept systems are failing because they're using Russian and Chinese intelligence. Like,
so Iran's like, they're shooting anything that comes at us. We're going to send these
undetectable fucking drones.
Not even undetectable. They're literally sending paper airplanes over the border to make the Iron Dome go off on these, and then sending their hypersonic missiles after the Iron Domes went off.
Oh, gosh. I mean, like, there's not going to be any sort of, like, movement in this war unless there's a ground invasion, and nobody wants a ground invasion.
The reason for that is, like I just said, each one of those intercept missiles are 80 to 100K. Mm-hmm. It's all about money.
Yep.
So if Israel's sending those, they're buying them from the States. The States is making them with Chinese, Russian, Korean technology and fucking products, selling them to the Israelis, bombing the Iran, while Iran is taking money from China, Russia, and all of the countries in the East to fund their own war.
Yep.
You know who's on both fucking sides? The little hat people.
We don't want a war.
It's like The Last Jedi.
Oh, okay.
They legit proved it, because when Finn goes to the Outer Rim, where they're like, yeah, man, we fund both sides. We fund the Empire and the Rebels.
Whoever's buying weapons, you'll sell them.
And go all the way back to these emails and Jeffrey and his Rothschilds connection. The Rothschilds have literally went on record, because they're this giant inbred fucking family from the 1200s, that they have publicly funded both sides of every war since Napoleon's invasion.
Yeah.
It's absolute insanity that they're coming out and there's nothing being done about it because nobody.
This is why I was saying earlier when we took that break, why do the fucking Rothschilds, who have literally, in a sense, run the world since civilized time because of their power, why do they need a financial advisor who eats children?
Yeah.
Exactly.
What was the point there?
They needed somebody who could essentially be their underground shady guy, and they gave him the power to do it.
They needed a scapegoat.
Yeah, there you go.
And like, I don't know if you guys, Bill and Hillary Clinton have now been brought up to their depositions.
Did you notice how she was denying everything and Bill Clinton's like...
Bill Clinton was looking at like he was fucking reminiscing from an old college yearbook.
Yeah,
but
he was laughing about stuff.
One of the things Bill Clinton was asked was about they asked about his relation to Jeffrey Epstein. And he's like, I wasn't much of Jeffrey Epstein's friend. I was closer to Ghislaine because Ghislaine was friends with fucking Ada Rothschild. And I was real tight with the Rothschilds. And I'm sitting there thinking, you were the president in the early 90s, fresh off the fucking Cold War, and you're going to sit there and you were chumming with Rothschild?
Hey. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That was the second question he was asked at the deposition. Have you ever lied under oath? No. Like, bro, I watched you lie under oath.
Huh?
Like, this whole thing with this trial is like there's a lot of people lying under oath and they're getting caught.
Well, that's it. Like, they're just blatantly lying under oath. They're sitting there with the evidence in front of them.
What gets me about that is we get all of these emails and documents as they want us to see them.
Yeah, we get the nummy-num bits.
They get unredacted access. Like the lawyers, there's a thing going on in the States where lawyers can go to a handful of computers and look at everything unredacted. Yeah. Apparently no black lines, but they've been
Which makes sense, because those are like the DOJ. Like,
but apparently there's still redactions in there.
There's a way to get rid of those black lines.
Only on the first block.
They have fixed a bunch of them.
When they first released it, they used ChatGPT, and they put keywords in to block it out. So that's why there's random blocks where it's not a name or a place that's blocked out. One of those 4-letter words are don't. Don't is redacted, I think, something like 1,000 times in the email. Jeez. Remove the apostrophe and put a space. Dawn T.
Oh, shit. I can see that.
Yeah.
ChatGPT wasn't able to recognize the difference between Dawn T and a spelling mistake in don't. So randomly you see fucking don't watch this, where don't is redacted. And you're like, why in the fuck is don't redacted? That's obviously the word that goes there.
Yeah.
And then you start looking at other emails and you're like,
There's some correlation there, right?
Yeah, there is, and you can see it. But with the whole unredacting thing, that I knew that when they released the JFK files. Because I knew in grade 9 integrated tech, if fucking our teacher gave us like a web page or something, and we had to find secret messages or whatever, the hidden things on the web page.
Yeah.
What you would do is highlight and paste it somewhere else. And because it was redacted over top of something, it wasn't redacted in the file. When you pasted it over, it copied the text and not the black bar.
Remember when I showed you that Instagram video where the guy's like, I don't mean to kill myself. I'm happily.
I posted a status saying, hey, you want to unredact the files, just copy them into a notepad. And literally, like within a week, there were YouTube videos of people like, oh my God, you can remove the black bars. And I was like, well, yeah, that's simple computer shit.
Yep.
And then when they released the next block, they were hard fucking redacted. So they were redacted inside.
They were changed at the PDF level.
Yes.
Then the PDF was saved with the redaction on top.
But going back to what I was saying, the people at the deposition and the lawyers and all the government, they see those. And they're still choosing to play stupid in the deposition and choosing to filter what we get told and what we get seen.
Yeah.
Like Bill Clinton says, there's a fucking thing of, did you ever meet or have fun with Jeffrey Epstein or whatever, in so many words. No, I never met and hung out with him. And then there's slideshows of him in a pool with Ghislaine in a blacked out little fucking tiny body in the pool and shit like that. And like, You guys
from the island. This is where the location stamps are at too.
You guys are looking at that. If I was in court and you guys had picture and photograph and video evidence on top of text evidence, I'm not going to be able to sit there with a straight face and say no without being held for contempt.
Yep. But the thing is, after all these files have been released and like what has been released, no one has actually been arrested on these charges.
3 people in relation to the emails, but all 3 of them have been charged with other things. Yes. Prince Andrew has been charged as a domestic terrorist because he was selling state secrets when he was in office.
Yeah, because there's a picture of him lying on actual someone.
There's a picture of him next to a slightly higher than waist height black bar in his underwear with his hands on his hips looking out a bay window.
Flexing heroically.
Straight up. And they have him arrested on connections to the Epstein files, and the charge he's actually brought up on is selling state secrets.
Yeah.
Because he was talking to Russian diplomats when he was in office.
It's cover-up crazy. Like, they're deliberately putting them on lesser charges or doing what they can and choosing very specific people to charge.
That Swedish prince or Finnish prince and princess or whatever that were wrapped up in the Epstein files, they're being brought up on, I think it's tax evasion or something. But they were only arrested after their names were tied to the files.
Yeah.
And
maybe it's lesser charges because they're giving information. Maybe there is a huge investigation that they're not going to reveal information until they finally do a bunch of arrests. But at the same time, these files have existed forever. People know.
Before we end this episode,
because we've gone a little long. We are going to do a part 2.
Did you ever see the new photos and videos of the chick that was his his assistant?
Jelaine?
Yeah. You notice how her face looks a little different?
So I did, and she's got the puffy cheeks and the glasses, and she looks thicker than Jelaine did. They're saying, it's her prison diet. I'm like,
no, it's not.
In prison, you get the bare fucking minimum when it comes to food.
Not her.
She has such a apparently since it was brought out and whatnot a couple months ago, her restrictions are gone. But at the time, before all the shit with Israel and whatnot, and she was going to come up to her deposition. They wanted her to testify in court.
Okay.
She had an open cell policy. She had literally the exact same steps that Jeffrey Epstein had when he was arrested for contorting a minor, or fucking contorting.
Trafficking. Originally when he was going to testify.
She had access to a TV. She had her lawyers coming in and out of the fucking thing. She had weights in her cell. She had a cushy prison.
She was one of the modern low security prisons.
When she got sat on the deposition chair and said she was going to plead the Fifth, all of that shit went away. And now, apparently, she's a regular prisoner.
Yeah.
But the thing is, there's a video of her actually outside the prison. It's like, are you her? And it's like, no,
the chick in the blue coat in Quebec.
Yeah.
Okay, so that, again, just like the Jim Carrey thing, kind of weird now that I'm saying this out loud. Apparently, there's a TikToker who has taken credit for that. He does a lot of deep fake videos, and he's got videos on his TikTok of him interviewing Hitler. Him fucking throwing rocks at Abe Lincoln and shit like that. These are...
So, integrated AI or AR stuff.
And that's why the person who was standing beside her was her brother.
Yeah.
And why pizza specifically was brought up in that video.
Okay.
And why he walked up randomly having his phone already out and was Jelaine?
That's the thing. Now, the whole thing with AI now, everybody's like, what can we believe? That's the thing.
Maybe that's why there was a huge push for AI before all of this. There's so many odd things that you start to question it. It seems all too
So I wonder, before we go, if I type in AI into these files, if it would come up in the files.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it.
Because I fucking love it. Because you can search
keywords. It's crazy.
AI. Loading. Look. Files. Some AIs will, It's funny. Keywords will be coming up, and it will be fucking crazy. Oh, look at that whole page
Oh, it's a whistleblower document that's wholly redacted too. That's interesting.
So that was, I don't know if this is the same file, but there's one block of files, whatever, that is 12 or 13 pages long. That is nothing but those black, top to bottom on the page, the black box.
Black. Oh gosh.
And they say they redacted to protect victims.
I call bullshit.
No way. Like, if that was the case, then it would only be
the name or description of the victim.
The victims legit came out saying, if you guys don't release these files, we are going to list everybody on the list that was used and abused. And was the abusers.
See, and only like 2 of them have come out and do that. Like, one, Virginia's office obviously got her list of names. I seen on Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it that there was another one of the victims, and she released a name or a list of names, but it was nothing new. It's all the same names that we know: Elon, Donald, fucking Bill Gates, Bill Clinton, Jeffrey, fucking Peter Mandelson.
Yeah,
the names that we know of and everything. So like. If there's 3 million more pages or there's shit that's been redacted that we don't know about, those are the things that I want the victims to come forward with. Those are the things that I want.
They should be released. They should be the things
they should be,
overall.
and especially if like the victims themselves, like the person who is redacted, like Virginia, she has been completely out in the open with everything that's happened. Her name is still redacted in the files. I understand protecting the victim and everything, but if she's going to be as open and transparent about it, why is her name still redacted?
Yeah, and even if it's redacted, why is there no witness protection for her at the same time? Like, it's not.
Why did none of those girls get witness protection? Why were none of those girls taken seriously?
It just gets weirder and weirder.
Like fucking L.A., wherever the whole fucking Jelaine and Jeffrey stealing the massage girls, whenever all that started. Why were none of those in it? The reason the LAPD got involved with that is because one of the girls told her dad, and her dad fucking went there like any dad would and threatened to beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
For some reason, the LAPD threw that entire case out. He was literally buying girls for $200 a piece and saying, if you bring a friend, I'll double it.
Yep.
Like, it was proven that led to him getting arrested in 2018 when he finally got caught bringing a girl to the island.
Yeah.
And, like, why were none of those beforehand taken seriously?
And, like, now that there's clear evidence that he's done it once, all these other stories now become more credible. Why have they not been pursued since?
Exactly.
Okay, so.
It has been a full hour and a half, yeah.
So we like to do a really cool thing at the end of the podcast. We always say stay frosty. So Mason, thanks for coming. We're going to definitely do a part 2 maybe next weekend.
Okay, yeah.
Sounds good.
So stay tuned of our Webs of Lies Part 2, which I already fucking made a thing for this episode.
Oh yeah, we got our song.
So, Mason, Walker,
amidst all of the chaos of the files being released and redacted, what should we do to be calm?
I guess we stay frosty.
Staring down, the cat's the biggest pussy in town.